My name is Bruce Smalls. I am a resident here at Samaritan House. Homelessness was something that I could have never really imagined for myself. You had, I guess you would say that you had empathy for others because you would see it, but you never really thought it would affect you. Had a good job, worked for state program, got ill, and honestly, there were no other I didn't fit the qualifications for other homeless shelters, no substance abuse or anything like that. And I can remember it, like I literally had nowhere to go. Like expenses had ran out, medical bills, everything, and picked up the phone, called, got into the Samaritan House. Once I got here, one lesson my grandma always taught me is, you're faithful over a few, you be ruled over many. So it's like, just put in work. So from day one, I learned that nothing else I've learned here was the fact that you have to serve, and no matter what capacity you're in. I grew up believing in tithing and all of this. Of course, being homeless, you don't have money, but what you could tithe is your time. You could tithe your abilities, your skills, and what you can do. And so I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do to work my way out of a situation. Experience, like I said, life of homeless. There'll be stuff that'll come at you, and a lot of times, I guess I took the approach of there's a backside to a blessing. A lot of times people will ask for promotion or ask for God to do a lot of things in their life like growth, but a lot of times people aren't ready for the backside that comes with that. So if you say you want to be great, or if you say you want God to use you, a lot of times people are always talking about their talents that they already have. So in this case, you say you want one that God wants to use your life. And so the best way to do that, a lot of times when people tell you, you can get over this or you can get through that, a lot of times people are kind of preaching at you. But when you honestly have gone through something, you can come back and tell somebody, say, hey, I made it through. And you can relate to people on another level. Because I wrote programs for the state of South Carolina. I did that. I interacted with people that were substance abuse, drug abuse, everything like that. But when you have to face it day in and day out, and you get it from another standpoint, now you can really reach to the core of people and talk to them on a level and reach their life to where you couldn't do before. And that's what I'm taking from it. You can look at the glass half full, half empty. One of my favorite stories in the Bible is when Jesus died, came back, and he was asking where was Thomas. And the only way Thomas knew he was real, because Thomas said, show me your wounds. And that's what people really want. So if you're gonna deal with people and if people gonna respect you, you gotta be able to not only show them the good side of it, you gotta show them your wounds, and you gotta go through it. So the Samaritan House gave me an opportunity to go through it. It gave me an opportunity to talk to different people. It gave me an opportunity to realize you can learn something from everybody. The amount of talent that we have here on a construction level and all this other stuff, and we have the smartest individuals you see, but they're going through something. And a lot of times the outside person who's just clinical, who's never been where they've been, can't really reach them. But if I can say, hey man, I slept in that bed right there. I came from that bed, I went to this one, and then I'm out of here. Dabo Sweeney that said sometimes you're driving on the road and the headlights you can't see in front of you, but if you can gravitate to somebody's tail lights until you get through the fog and just follow. And so that's the thing. Like the people that are depending on me now, I can't let them down. So when you have a family, you gotta come up and make a way for your family. You got to clock in, day out, get up day in, day out, constantly thinking day in and day out. So if nothing else, the Samaritan House, even in this, life is in seasons. There's a season to be in the pit, a season to be in the palace. It's giving me nothing else. It's giving me an opportunity to say, okay, here's another family. Man, we have meetings usually every Wednesday, and more times than none, they'll bring in a community resource. It may be someone with housing, maybe someone with jobs, maybe transportation, maybe healthcare. So having access to those resources, and I mean, let's just be honest, that there's no way that the Samaritan House, you just don't come in and just gonna come out, oh, God, stay here for so long, I'm gonna come out fine. No, you have to put in the work. And I think that's something that can't be stated enough. They'll provide you the opportunity. They'll introduce you to the people, but you got to make up in your mind you're gonna put in the work. And the thing about it is, it's tough laying in that bed at night, laying in there with different people you may not know, but it gives you an opportunity. There's some lessons you can learn in the dark you can't learn in the light. And I'm gonna tell you, like, you're gonna have the biggest thing about the Samaritan house, it gives you that time to face yourself. You have to pick yourself up. I mean, there's no way around it. My family is a construction family, and we would do drywall. So we would cut the lights off and shine a flashlight at the wall on the angle, and you could see the mistakes that you couldn't see when the light was on. So it would be funny, I could go in a house and I could see all the mistakes, the homeowner couldn't see it. But I learned then that there's some lessons, there's some stuff you can learn in the dark, that you can see in the dark. So given that time in the dark, you just have to face yourself. The Samaritan house, I think of resting place. You know, you have a resting place here. It ain't perfect, but it's a resting place. It gives you a time to get together, to face your stuff. And yeah, I mean, what other shelter, you're talking about a year, up to a year, that they have you where it's like you work, you focus on yourself, you focus on saving money, to transition out. I mean, literally, you got a nest egg by that. And the way that the staff work with housing, you know, I mean, we had several group of individuals that came out of here and for months didn't have to pay anything. So, I mean, that's a miracle by itself. I mean, if you had to trade a year of rough to tell me I have a year and a half of maybe no rent, that's a good trade-off. It might seem tough, but that's a pretty good trade-off. So you just have to look at the opportunity that's afforded to you and just embrace the good with the bad.
The Samaritan House in Orangeburg County is the only residential facility in the Tri-County area of Orangeburg, Calhoun, and Bamberg counties in South Carolina that provide homeless men, women, and children with access to temporary shelter, hot meals, and stabilization services. To learn more information about the services that the Samaritan House provides, please visit our website at thesamaritanhouseorangeburgsc.org.